Part 4, The Rules of Blackwood Peak. I spent the rest of the day huddled in the middle of the room, clutching a shard of glass from the broken jar of pasta sauce. It was pathetic, but it was all I had. The sun began to set on my third night. I was dehydrated, exhausted, and terrifyingly alert. I knew I wouldn't survive until morning. The thing inside the closet was banging harder on the door. The chair was starting to splinter. The thing outside, it had left the fake hallway, but I knew it wasn't far away. Darkness fell. I was staring out the north window, my eyes adjusting to the gloom, when I saw it. A light in the woods. It was a bright, white beam, cutting through the trees about half a mile away. It wasn't the pale glow of the monsters. It looked like an LED flashlight. I watched it, holding my breath. Blink. 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 3 blinks. Rule 6. If you see a light in the woods that blinks 3 times, blink your lantern back 3 times. My heart leaped. A hiker? A search party? Maybe the real rangers finally realized I wasn't checking in. I grabbed my battery-powered lantern. I stood in the window. I clicked the button. On. Off. On. Off. On. Off. 3 blinks. I waited. The light in the woods paused. Then, it responded. Blink. 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 I let out a sob of relief. They saw me. They were coming. Blink. My heart stopped. 4 blinks. Rule 6 Part 2. If it blinks 4 times, turn off your lantern and lie flat on the floor. Do not move until the sun comes up. I didn't think. I didn't hesitate. I dropped the lantern and killed the light. I threw myself onto the floorboards, pressing my face into the dust, covering my head with my arms. I lay there, paralyzed. Why 4 blinks? What did it mean? Then I heard it. The sound of the tower legs vibrating. Something massive was climbing up the outside of the tower. It wasn't using the stairs. It was climbing the steel struts, hand over hand, moving with terrifying speed. Clang. 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 It reached the top. I heard heavy palms slap against the glass windows. I squeezed my eyes shut. Do not move. Do not move. The glass didn't break. Instead, I heard the sound of the window sliding open. The wind rushed into the cabin. I could hear the creature breathing. It sounded like a bellow's huge, wet intakes of air. It stepped into the cabin. The floorboards groaned under a weight that shouldn't have been possible. It walked around me. I could feel the vibration of its footsteps in my chest. It walked to the desk. It walked to the shattered radio. Then, it stopped right beside me. I could smell it. It smelled like ancient earth and old blood. I held my breath until my lungs burned. The creature crouched down. I could feel its heat. It leaned close to my ear. You blinked too slow, Elias, it whispered. But it wasn't a monster's voice. It was Holloway's voice. The real Holloway. I opened my eyes. I wasn't on the floor of the fire tower anymore. I was lying on a metal table in a cold, white room. My arms and legs were strapped down. Standing over me was Holloway. He was wearing a white lab coat. He was holding a clipboard. Behind him, through a glass observation window, I could see the fire tower. It was just a model. A set. Holloway made a mark on his clipboard. Subject 4 failed the final test, he muttered to a nurse standing nearby. Psychological break occurred at the 72-hour mark. The simulation is no longer effective. What do we do with him? The nurse asked. Holloway looked down at me, his eyes cold and clinical. Wipe his memory, he said. Reset the scenario. Send him back up to the tower tomorrow. Maybe on the 5th try, he'll get the blinking sequence right. He leaned in close to my face as the nurse approached with a syringe. See you in the morning, Elias. Remember, don't feed the wildlife. The needle pierced my skin. The world went black. And then, I was standing at the base of the mountain, shaking Holloway's hand. Just read the manual, Holloway grunted, handing me the keys. It's on the desk. I took the keys, smiling nervously. Thanks. Any advice? Holloway paused. Don't feed the wildlife. I turned and started the long hike up to the tower. End of story.